Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about The Witcher 3 on the Steam Deck. This is one of those games that feels almost unavoidable. It's been called a masterpiece for nearly a decade now. It's topped countless greatest RPGs of all time lists, and every few years it seems to re-enter the conversation like it never really left. And yet, for a long time, I've bounced off it. On paper, it should have been perfect for me. Dark fantasy, morally grey choices, a rich world steeped in folklore, all things that generally appeal to me. But every time I tried to get into it, something didn't quite click. Geralt felt distant. The world felt dense in a way that demanded attention I wasn't always ready to give, and the opening hours, while strong, didn't immediately grab me the way some RPGs do. So why come back now? Part of it was timing. Part of it was curiosity, and part of it was finally accepting that The Witcher 3 isn't a game that wants to impress you in the first hour. It wants to live with you. Like the Witcher Netflix series and the books the story is based on, I've enjoyed it slowly over a longer period of time, enjoying each section of the main quest like an episode of a long saga, and that's when it really began to click. What surprised me most wasn't the epic scale of the story, though it absolutely delivers on that, but the intimacy of it. This is a game about small tragedies as much as grand destinies. Villages torn apart by war, people trying to survive in a world that's stopped caring about fairness, and monsters that are often less frightening than the humans who hire you to kill them. Geralt, too, started to make more sense to me. He's not a blank slate, like a character you create yourself in many RPGs, and he's not meant to be. He's tired, he's world-weary, and yet he keeps helping people. Sometimes out of obligation, sometimes out of kindness, and sometimes because it's the least bad option available. You don't shape who Geralt is, you shape how he navigates a broken world. And that restraint is where The Witcher 3 really shines for me. But let's talk about how it plays on the Steam Deck and get performance out of the way. At this point, The Witcher 3 is incredibly well optimized. With a bit of tweaking or even just using one of the community recommended presets, you can get a very stable experience hovering at around 40 frames per second with visuals that still hold up remarkably well. ProtonDB gives it platinum compatibility with Steam Deck, and the Steam store says that it's Steam Deck verified. But to attain a really good level of performance, I highly recommend sticking to the DirectX 11 version of the game. Instead of using DirectX 12, which you get to choose in the launcher, you still get most of the wonderful graphics and enhancements that come with the Complete Edition, including all the DLC and expansions. You just don't get ray tracing. Not that the Steam Deck can really handle that. But of course, the art direction does a lot of the heavy lifting here. Even without everything maxed out, the world remains atmospheric and striking. I'm happy to report that the game suits handheld play very well. I played the game on the Nintendo Switch in the past, often cited as a miracle port considering the tech, and the experience here is vastly improved over that. Quest design is modular enough that you can comfortably tackle a contract, explore a village, or clear a point of interest in short sessions. Menus are readable, controls map nicely on the deck, and once you're settled into the rhythm of exploration, it becomes dangerously easy to lose track of time. Thank goodness there's a sleep button. There's also something fitting about playing The Witcher 3 this way, pausing mid-journey, putting the deck to sleep outside a tavern or at a signpost, and coming back later feels natural, like you're stepping back into Geralt's boots rather than resuming a save file. If you've already played the game on PC or console, the Steam Deck might not replace that experience, but as a way to finally sink into the world, especially if you value comfort and flexibility, it's an excellent option, and how I managed to spend so much time on it recently. So, is The Witcher 3 a cozy game? Well, definitely not in the traditional sense. This is a bleak world. War, famine, plague, and cruelty can be found everywhere. But within that darkness, there are moments of quiet that feel deeply comforting. There's something undeniably cozy about riding Roach along a forest path as the sun sets, the music softening as the wind moves through the trees, about stepping into a village to play a game of Gwent or simply listening to the ambient sounds of the world while doing nothing particularly important. The Witcher 3 understands the value of contrast. The danger makes the calm moments feel earned. The ugliness of the world makes its beauty stand out more sharply, and while Geralt's life is anything but peaceful, there are fleeting moments where the world slows down just enough to breathe. What I appreciate most is how much the game trusts the player. It doesn't rush you. It doesn't constantly remind you that the fate of the world is at stake. It lets you wander, get distracted, and stumble into stories you never expected to care about, many of which linger far longer than the main quest beats. And like the best RPGs, it leaves you changed in small, quiet ways, more thoughtful, more patient, more willing to sit with moral ambiguity rather than rush toward a correct answer. I should add, there is something wonderful about reading the Witcher novels and anthology stories alongside a playthrough of the game. The Witcher 3 is a game that rewards time, attention, and a willingness to meet it on its own terms. But once it settles in, it stays with you. If you've bounced off it before, maybe now's the time to try again, especially on the Steam Deck, where the experience feels more personal, more relaxed, and oddly more intimate. If this is your first journey into the continent, take your time. The path isn't meant to be rushed. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more like it, consider subscribing. If you didn't enjoy it, don't subscribe. That's your choice. Until next time, take care.